guys, it's Fernanda. Welcome back to my channel. So I wanted this to be a very chill video. It's gonna be like a tag style video organized by Teachers Connect. There is a ton of YouTubers participating in this video, so there's definitely gonna be a lot of different perspectives on these questions. So I'll have a link down below where you can find the playlist, and I will also have a link down below where you can go ahead and check out Teachers Connect. And just in case you don't know what Teachers Connect is, it's basically a website just for teachers or even pre-service teachers. All right, let's go ahead and start with the tag. It's all about reaching students. So the first question I have right here on my iPad: what strategies do you use to reach and or motivate your students? What works best? I have to give you a little background. I teach first grade this year. I taught kindergarten last year, so I feel like the strategies that I used last year do work this year. As far as how I motivate my students, I feel like I use a lot of praise in my classroom. I love being able to recognize students when they are working hard, and I also like to celebrate their successes, so that is definitely one way. Because I do teach the younger kids, that seems to go a long way with them. Another thing that motivates my students is my behavior management system, which is my golden tickets. If they are doing something great, if they finish their work, if they improve on something, I give them a golden ticket. By the end of the day, if they have 10 tickets, they get to play, they get to free play, and at the end of the week, if they have any extra tickets left over, they get to go into my prize box. So that definitely motivates my students. Like I said, I do teach first grade, so that may not work for like a middle school teacher or high school teacher or even upper elementary, but for first grade and kindergarten, that worked great. Question number 2 is: how do you reach and or motivate difficult to reach or misbehaving students? Building relationships with students is definitely important, but I feel like it's even more important with those difficult students or students that misbehave, just because once you have the relationship, you get to know them and you'll be able to tell where those behavior issues are coming from, and you'll get a better understanding of on how to approach them. The short answer for that is just making and maintaining relationships, whether that means having lunch with a student every now and then, just checking in on them in the morning, working with them in a small group even if they don't necessarily need it academically, spending quality time with them. Question number 3 is: how important is it to know each student's backstory? If it's important, how do you get to know them? So I feel like that kind of answers my previous question. I think it's very important to know your students' backstory. Like I previously said, if you have a very good understanding of their backstory, where they're coming from, what their home environment is like, you'll be able to better manage those tough times that sometimes arise in the classroom, and you'll also be able to know what strategies are best to use with that student. Question number 4 is: can relationships with parents help or hurt? If so, how? I think a good relationship with a parent can definitely help. That way you both are on the same page when it comes to working and being able to reach that student's goals. But the relationship definitely has to be a positive one, because if it's a bad relationship, it can definitely backfire. It'll just probably make things worse. Question number 5 is: have you ever planned to see students outside of school activities? How did it go? Any examples? Yes, I've done it 4 times. The first time I did it was last year in kindergarten. I went to a student's birthday party. I was invited. The student really wanted me to go, so I ended up going. I took Alex with me. We stayed for like 30 minutes and that was pretty much it, but it was really nice, and just being able to see that student's face light up when we arrived, it was totally worth it. At first I was very nervous and I didn't really know how that was gonna go, because I don't know, I don't really go to kids' birthday parties, but it went pretty well. The second time I went to one of my students' baseball game. It was my student's last baseball game for the season, and I went, and again, his face lit up when I showed up, and I was just with the mom, hanging out with her. And from what I remember, at first other parents in the team thought that I was just friends with the mom, and that's why I was there. But once she let them know that I was actually her son's teacher, they all kind of thought it was a pretty cool thing. Like, they never really see that nowadays, and they thought it was pretty neat that I went to support my student at his baseball game. Third time that happened was to a soccer game, and that was after the school year was over. One of the parents reached out and asked me if I could go to that student's soccer game, and I did. And again, it was the same thing. The student's face lit up when I showed up, and it was great, and I just stayed for a little bit after the game and just hung out with that family. And then the last time was actually last weekend. I went to a birthday party. Wasn't at the birthday party for as long as I was last year. I just showed up, gave him his gift, stayed there for like 20 minutes maybe, talked to other parents from my class, and that was it. I left, and it was pretty good. Oh, and then I guess I've been to another event. So I posted a picture on Instagram that was this. For my students were in the after school programs Thanksgiving play, so I went to it and gave them balloons for those that were in the play. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I know that some schools out there have like a no extracurricular activity kind of rule where teachers cannot see students after school, but at the school that I was at last year, it was totally fine, and then this school, it's totally fine as well. So I would definitely say that if you want to go to a student's like game or a birthday party or a dance recital or anything like that, just make sure with your school or district that is allowed. Alright, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it somewhat helpful, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you do to reach every student, and especially those students that have a little bit of a more difficult time in the classroom. And also let me know if you have gone to birthday parties and stuff like that. I would love to know. Yeah, that's it. So thank you Teachers Connect for making this tag video, and yep, I will see you guys next time. Bye.